What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is. What do I say? Hope. I know everyone is having a legendary day. Woo! That was I want to say that was an ass whooping. That was definitely a closer game than I anticipated, but about what we expected when you talk about final score. And I said I wanted to leave no doubt, and offensively at least. I felt that there was no doubt at any point on Sunday that the Niners were the better football team, at least offensively. We'll get into defensively, obviously. But before we go, of course, get started, help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Catch Jason and I this week at NFR Weekly News Wrap. Should be doing it same faithful time, same faithful channel. 6 a.m. here on the West Coast, or 6 a.m., 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. And to see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. And of course, catch our Dame Day shows. I'll be going live about 10 a.m. or what am I thinking? It'll probably about 11 noon. I'll go live. Jason will be giving you the halftime show, and Jamie, of course, will Jamie, of course, will be doing live with your post game, and make sure you listen to the end of the show to get your special 20% off coupon code for the Faithful, by the Faithful Season 3 apparel. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
What's cracking, Jason? How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? It's been another good game. We're now 4-0. We just keep.
Hey, I know how I always say every time, on the show, hey, anytime you wake up a five-time champion, it's a legendary day. Wait, can you hear me? All right, why we do that? Technical issues. You know what? Somebody let me in the comments. Let me know if you hear me. I don't know if it's Jason that cut out or me that cut out. All right, let's go ahead and see Bryant. I can't hear you, bro. Can you hear me? Let me know in the comments, y'all, if you can hear me, because I can't hear you. Jason's gonna go ahead and do that. Bryant, go Niners. Bang, bang, go Niners. Go Niners to beat the Cry Girls. Yes, the Cowgirls. Same thing. Hey, everyone. Everybody's saying, what's cracking, bro? How you doing? Okay, cool. So everybody can hear me, so I guess it's Jason. While Jason does this thing, I'll go ahead and go on with the show. I mean, that was a lot of what we thought it would be. Not too different of what I thought it was going to be. Offensively, definitely. Hold on. I'm actually messaging someone to see if we can get somebody on the show. Okay. If we could get somebody to listen to it. Oh, okay. He's still muted his mic. Oh, I see his mic's muted. Okay. This is a great start to the show, y'all. Ultimately, offensively, I mean, there's a lot to say. I was about to say there's not much to say. I mean, there's not much to really criticize. I mean, what are you gonna blame Brock? You there, bro?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, good.
Man, I'm about
'Cause
to
I
throw these
was
headsets out the goddamn door. I don't know what's these things are constantly desynced for no damn reason.
um I was honestly really struggling without you. Anyway, because I had not prepared to not do the show solo. So let's talk offensively, Jason. I mean, what could you really criticize Brock for? What, his one throwaway on third and
Yes,
24?
the one damn pass he didn't hit. I'm going to
Which
beat that to
really
death.
he should have completed. Like,
Yeah,
if you analyze that individual throw, like if that's the only throw he made all game, yeah, that was a bad throw. You could critique that. But when you look at the broad view of what his overall game, it's even like, yeah, you could say that Ayuk though in the double coverage, the fingertip tip catch was, he let him a little too much or whatever, but it's so funny because it was one of those no, yes
yeah.
moments that coaches seem to always have.
Especially when you saw that the back going
Mm-hmm.
back towards it. I was like, oh shit, oh he caught that.
It's very one of those moments. And it's funny because it was completed, everybody's just saying, hey, he's throwing up there, letting his playmakers make plays. It's
Yeah,
incomplete or picked off. He's an idiot. A lot of success of being an NFL quarterback is if those passes are complete or not. Like if Patrick Mahomes, all those sidearm throws and everything is if he was, 10% on those throws, people would call him a horrible quarterback. And what is he doing? He's an idiot. But because he can hit him, he's the greatest thing ever since sliced toast. It's just funny how things like that
how's it, my brother from Washington?
work. Funny how things work out about that.
Yeah, it's almost like he has some sort of a belief in these players, which I know every quarterback does, but he puts them in such the right spot to where, for the majority of the time, um, no one else is going to get these balls except for, like you said, besides that one to BA down there kind of thing over the middle. Most of the time, like the back shoulder one where he threw it low to Ayuk, that defender didn't have a chance at that.
yeah.
Maybe if he had thrown it higher, but because he threw it low and below the waist, no chance.
I mean, and people want to talk. What's up,
Teresa?
Teresa? Good to see you. Everybody wants to talk about the comparisons to Jimmy and Brock, but
It's going
I
like
say like
this.
are they? Yeah, like, I think we could definitely say Brock is a better player than Jimmy
And he's
because
obviously younger.
the Niners, we might have lost this game with Jimmy today because this is a
Oh, yeah.
game where with no turnovers, I don't believe we didn't commit a turnover. I don't think we got a turnover.
There was no turnovers in that game at all.
Turnovers. That clearly a turnover might have decided that game because this is the moment, and this is where I felt the game. You know what? We did it last week. We'll go ahead and do it this week. Our turning point of the game is I felt the Huff stop on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Because if Huff doesn't stop that, it's a 10-point ball game. What happens with Jimmy? Next drive is a Jimmy backer pick. Guarantee
Yeah.
it.
Well, just like I thought, like with to make the comparison to Jimmy per se, whereas like with an Ayuk pass, he led Ayuk. Had that been Jimmy, that'd have been a step or two behind. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, just big shout out, Miss Veronica, for first time ever listening. This is a faithful I've known for a very, very, very long time, and finally got her convinced to join
How's
us
it
on
going,
the
Miss
show.
Veronica?
So we really appreciate you. Thanks, love. Anyway, go ahead, Jason. Sorry.
But yes, I mean, but to me, that's kind of where the comparison ends, or anything that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they both kind of got the quick release. They're good over the middle, but a lot of the job or the ball placement where Jimmy would have thrown it behind. How many times a
Yeah,
game have we
ball
yelled,
placement is
Jimmy?
perfect.
How many times with Jimmy do we yell, God damn, he throws all those medicine balls, leaves his receivers out, to get just hammered. We're not seeing that, and I think, like I said, a lot of the processing, they both, because Jimmy is really good at
Yeah,
getting rid of the ball fast. So is Brock. But I think that's where that comparison ends. There's nothing else there. You know what I mean?
I,
Everything after that, it goes in Brock's favor, except you could maybe say that Jimmy has a stronger arm, per se, but that's about it. Everything else, you've got to give to Brock. Obviously, he's better, with mobility and everything like that. So,
now I think we need to say this. Is Brock Purdy an elite? You know, is Brock Purdy? She may convince. I saw the comment. If is Brock Purdy an elite? MVP style quarterback? No. But I think why that doesn't matter and why that's beneficial to the Niners, because what is elite Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen quarterbacks come with? A fatter paycheck. So
well,
what is him being Mr. Irrelevant allowed us to do? To build arguably, in my opinion, the best, but arguably, some would say arguably, definitely arguably the best offense in the league.
I
And that's
mean,
because we
I would
have
almost say we're moving the ball a lot better than the Chiefs are. The Chiefs have been for the last, 4 or 5 years considered one of the top offenses. I think the only offense that competes with us right now is the Bills.
I will say this, and if y'all give me 1 second here, I'm gonna pull up the drives right here. Let me see. Post game. Here we go. Oh, not transcripts. Game book. Here we go. Okay, this is the Niners drives on offense. Wait, that's individual statistics. Hold on, I got it. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. It's written down somewhere, right?
I think it's on ESPN.
Okay, it's on ESPN. The Niners site. Oh, okay. While I'm here,
So
you
look,
know,
can we talk about never use the Niners
go ahead.
site for anything? It's trash.
Yes. No. This brings me up to a valid point. Maybe this might not make me this greatest with the Niners and might not make me too popular with them. But honestly, I kind of regret getting season tickets. Besides the fact of physically going to the game, cool, I get to go to every game. But my Cry Girl ticket cost me $210. Every other one was pretty much 96, and the preseason are 64. So
I got the drives if you want, by the way.
Okay. So I will say this: they need to step their game up. The parking was garbage. And I definitely feel frustrated because the row and everything were treated a lot better, and we are a lot more loved in 2014, 15, 16, and 17. But mysteriously, as the team's gotten better, things have gotten worse and worse. But yeah, pull up the drives.
All right, so we had the first drive was 8 plays, 62 yards, touchdown. Second drive, 9 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. Third, 5 plays, 70 yards, touchdown. The next drive was 1 play, end of quarter, end of the first half. Second half was 7 plays, 41 yards, punt. The next one was a touchdown, 8 plays, 75 yards, touchdown. Then 14 plays, 77 yards, touchdown. 1 play, end of game.
So that's 8 drives total.
Yeah.
3
8 drives, 7 touchdowns.
You say
ridiculous.
end of half, end of game. So you really say 6 drives, 6 actual physical. We're trying to score touchdown drives, and you score on 5 of them. Like, I don't need to be Brock to be fucking Patrick Mahomes if we could keep that up. Now, of course, everybody would point and say it's the Cardinals. Look, that ain't the Cliff Kingsbury Cardinals.
No, this team plays tough. They do. They are a lot better than what. And I know it's Cardinals. We hate every other team. You know, we are faithful for a reason. But
no, I'll give them their
they're
props.
a tough team.
Look, if they would have had D-Hop, you know, maybe a couple more players,
mm-hmm.
they could have won that ball game. You know what, Brian? Holler at me off air. Actually, I might have a proposition for you, but holler at me off air. But it was because, let's be real, it was 12 point. When they scored that touchdown, they brought it down to, what was it at that point, 12?
Yeah.
You got it to a 12-point game. Now, what made me feel secure is the fact that we went and scored a touchdown right after that.
Yeah. That one definitely helped out.
Know? And so then I said, okay, fine, we're good. You know, I was sitting with Mama Debbie at that point, and I was like, all right, fine, we're good, Mama. We're not losing this game.
Also, that drive after that touchdown is also where Hargraves got that sack, and that kind of
yeah.
I don't want to say it sealed it, but it was starting to put the nails in the coffin on that one with that sack.
You start to see what I thought at worst we were going to see, which is, hey, they put up a fight, you know, or at least it was the ebb and flow. Because let's be real, they were getting mudhole stopped, the fucking mudhole stopped out of them. It was 21-3, bro.
Yeah,
you know, like those first two drives, it was literally 6 and out for them, and we went touchdown. It looked like it was going to be 1,000,000-0.
And then we went in that stupid zone shit, and then Ambry got beat twice.
Okay, we're going to get to the defense here right now, but I'm going to get to my favorite moment of the game is literally watching CMC hurdle a motherfucker and walking around and saying, like, this dude is not human. And I tried to start an MVP chant, that touchdown, but for some reason nobody was really feeling it until the next touchdown.
You know what's the most impressive part about that hurdle is if you watch that play, like I've gone through a little bit of that game. If you watch that play really closely, he doesn't actually look over and see the guy. Like, his head is still forward. Like, and I understand peripheral vision, but that guy was way over here and then came over, and it's like almost like he felt a disturbance in the force, and he just knew, I need to jump, because it was so quick, because like I said, the guy, there was no way he was in his line of sight. And then all of a sudden he was there, and then he leaped. And it's like, holy shit.
It literally went for me to be like, you know, ready to be like, all right, bro, let's go, first step, you know, and everything like that. Oh, shit. Ah! Like, yeah. You know, because it went from, oh, okay, he's going to get he hurdled him, and he's in the end zone, just like.
Yeah. It went from being like first and something inside the 5-yard line to,
yeah, to like,
did he just hurdle, man?
Yeah, like, he just like,
not the most impressive hurdle we've seen from a Niner. No, I still think that goes to BA from last. BA's from last season was insane. But still, like I said, go back and watch that play. He doesn't actually look right and see the guy coming at him. And Brian, if this show goes past 6 o'clock, I'm telling TJ I'm getting off so I can go watch Ahsoka. It is the season finale for Ahsoka, so I will be like, hey, we got to go.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, bro. We ain't trying to get it all the way.
Oh, dude, I'm exhausted. Between everything I've dealt with my dog for the last 2 days, I'm so damn tired. I'm probably gonna fall asleep watching Ahsoka.
I got some things. I've been working hard. I got some things. That they won't be out. It sucks because this idea came to me too late for this shirt idea. You know, to be effective this week. But if we play them in the playoffs, I got a shirt that I think is going to do some things. But anyway,
I got one thing to complain about Purdy.
What?
He did miss a wide open kiddo in the end zone.
He did.
But here's the thing with that one. I watched a little bit of the JT O'Sullivan breakdown of it. Yeah. Again, just like with CMC, he doesn't look over that, so I don't think that was a, you know.
What was it?
He saw something.
He probably was second or third read at that point.
Probably, but I mean, it just would have took a quick glance to get it. But again, now we're pulling strings because, you know, was it CMC got down to like what, the 2-yard line on that play? I think is what it was.
Brock, if Brock plays 85% of that, consistently for
We're
17
fine.
weeks, I have absolutely zero complaints.
No,
I have
absolutely.
none. Absolutely none. I think that this is now switching to defensively. I said this off of air, and we didn't really get into it too much, so I'm interested to get into it. Do you think Kyle just accepted, barring who was available, right? Because you can only hire who is available, and barring the fact of the belief that, hey, we're gonna take a couple steps forward offensively this year, that he's just willing to take a step back defensively? Because I do not feel the same about the 2023 49ers defense that I did the 2022.
No, I don't think he's accepted anything. It's definitely a different style of defense. It's less attacking that we got used to underneath Ryans and Salah. It's hard
I'd
to
be
say that they're
curious how
less
much more our
reactive.
blitz rate is.
Yeah, but we just seem to attack less, and that we're almost giving them that underneath portion of the field whereas before we would have been up front and everybody. And maybe there's been a slight change in philosophy because of how people thought. We've had how many years of so many defensive PI calls and all that kind of stuff. Maybe with Wilkes, he's like, hey guys, back it off a little bit. Give them those undercover or under routes. That way, and just don't give up the stupid play to where now, they got, on the spot foul. So now it's 40 yards, kind of like what Demo did week before, kind of a thing. So I don't. It's weird because stats wise, they're still dominating. It's still a dominating defense. Yes, we've got easily by far the most pressures compared to any other team in the league. But I'm sorry, I still like my sacks. And pressures are good. That just means, we're not getting home yet. This
is how I always feel about pressures. Nick Bosa got a pressure on the 3rd and 15 play in the Super Bowl. Right?
Well,
how much does that pressure that Nick Bosa got on his stat sheet really matter?
This is the way I feel about pressures. Pressures are nice. They're like field goals, but that shit comes back to bite you eventually. If all you're getting is pressure and you ain't getting sacks, if all you're getting is field goals and you're not getting touchdowns, that shit comes back to bite you sometimes.
I watched Russell Wilson shred us and torment us, getting pressured his whole fucking Seahawks career.
You can watch almost any mobile quarterback do that to us. Where we've gotten pressure, then they just run around and just magic at me. Patrick Mahomes has done it. Everybody. It's just what it is. But it's definitely it's working, but it's a real hard watch when it's a very bend but not break kind of a deal. It's like we're daring you, like we're gonna let you get down, and then all of a sudden we're gonna get down to like the red zone, and then everything tightens up instantly. Like, okay, cool, you got down to the red zone, we're gonna hold you to a field goal. But it's just so hard to watch.
And I feel what it is it's a very look. We've got the best linebackers in football. So, fine, you completed a 5, 7, 10, 15-yard pass. They're going to make – because one thing about us, we are a very good tackling team.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll give you whatever yards you want. We're going to make the tackle. So 7-yard catch isn't going to turn into a 52-yard catch. We're going to make the tackle. And over the course of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plays, we'll make a play. You'll make a mistake or we'll make a play, i.e. sack, i.e. pick, So like you're just, and I can't be too mad because it's the same thing that I've said. Like, I like your show. Thank you.
And we like you when you show up, Rick Diaz. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, bro. We really appreciate it. Really, really do appreciate it. And I'm fine with that because it's like yesterday, were the Cardinals going to score 36 points to beat us? No. And I know we're going to get into Friday or Sunday, Sunday night, obviously Friday. Friday's going to be a big show. Maybe not have 4 whiskey sours. But
you shouldn't drink so much so quick. And I told you got to pace yourself on the Friday show, man.
Woo! It was a day though. Anyway. Oh yeah.
So honestly, the Friday
Yeah,
show is
so
nice because
crazy.
it's Friday. We're chilling. We're
Yeah, I
just
know.
talking
It's so much
Niners,
more relaxed.
and then you got that one drink. Just like, okay, it's the
Yeah.
weekend. You know what I mean? And so,
Yeah. It was nice and relaxing just because it was as soon as I get off the air up here, post the show, I gotta go get blunts, and essentially it's almost time to get ready for work.
yeah,
That Friday show was, ooh, baby, it's the weekend. I could
yeah.
chill, Yeah, it was definitely a nice vibe. I like the Friday show. But
Just gotta pace yourself, man.
the thing that worries me about this defense is because the Cry Girls put up 35. Yeah.
Yeah, two of those touchdowns on Sunday came from their defense.
Touche. And that's what they said. They are getting a lot of special teams and defensive touchdowns, which that's not sustainable over a
They're a
17-week
better
season.
overall team than I think a lot of people are giving him credit for. Yes, Dak is terrible. He's still not a great. I mean, he makes his plays here and there, kind of a thing. But I would think that if you held, most people want Purdy where he is now versus Dak? I'm willing to say there's going to be a majority of people are still going to want, where Purdy is right now compared to Dak. And
yeah, I would take Purdy over Dak right now. I would. Oh, for career, even for one season. I've never was that the Niners should go get Dak hype train.
No, I mean I would have been okay with that when there was that possibility kind of a thing. It had been rumored
sure.
around.
Was he better than Brian Hoyer?
Yeah, exactly. Back then, but would you have taken Dak over Jimmy?
Knowing what Jimmy was, or is, yes. Knowing what what potentially Jimmy could be in 2017, no.
No, yeah. To me, at Jimmy's high point, him and Dak are just identical. They're the same thing.
That's what I'm saying. So in 2017, when we traded for Jimmy Garoppolo, especially or even after the 5 games in 2017 and what the potential of you saw is, and that's what makes me so exciting and makes me more hopeful over Brock versus Jimmy, is because we never really saw consistently what we did at the end of 2017 the rest of Jimmy's career, not consistently.
You could say last season he had it for about 5
okay. He did last year. Probably would have been his best year if he would able to sustain it over a full year.
Yeah.
Touche. I'll give you that, Jason.
I'll give Jimmy that for that little bit where he was a starter. After the first couple of games or so, when he didn't have any preseason like that.
Yeah, minus Denver.
Yeah, I'll give him that. For about 6 or so games, he was looking pretty damn good. As far as Rick, are you anxious for Sunday night's game? Yes, it's still Sunday night. It's still football. It's still the Cowboys. I mean, it's what you want. This is the games you want to win. This is the games you want to play.
I think if you break down each game individually, the Steelers' defense was good enough to force us into mistakes. Their offense just wasn't good enough to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
The Yams, we didn't make the mistakes. They did. The Giants, pretty much did all right. I would say they made some mistakes, and they just,
they had Daniel Jones for a quarterback.
And then this week, Arizona just didn't have the horses.
You see the Seahawks did to the Giants last night? 11 sacks. I mean,
how did we not have more?
I saw this weird stat to where when we played the Giants, they were keeping in 6 or 7 guys to block pretty much like 85% of the time. And you can say that's one of the biggest reasons why we didn't have more sacks or anything in that game, because we were winning up front on the defensive side.
Teams are clearly saying we are not going to let your D-line just overtake this game and give us absolutely zero chance.
They did not protect Daniel Jones last night. They were just – I mean, the Seahawks were just blitzing everybody on every down, and they did not adjust. I'm not a Danny Dimes fan per se. Y'all got to block for the man, or he's going to end up being, a vegetable. What's up, Angel? How you doing, brother? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of interesting how they didn't adjust, and the Seahawks end up getting, like I said, 11 sacks. The record's 13.
There are a couple of things I wanted to say to the. Yeah, no. Stopping the run would be cool.
Yeah, I mean Pollard's a pretty good back.
CBB, so here's some money tonight. Hey, bro, I'm telling you. Whew,
hold on, we gotta do something for the McNiner.
You're.
And how's it going, Corey? Too,
you know what,
brother?
Happy birthday, bro. Definitely happy birthday.
Merry
Corey,
escape from the womb day.
What's cracking, brother? Good to see you, Corey.
Brother Corey.
Hope you're doing black and beautiful, baby. Yeah, see, this is the thing that worries me about the Cry Girls. And I know we're doing Giants or Cardinals. We'll get back to the Tards. But this is what worries is their defense is good enough to force us into some mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And their offense is good enough to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that makes me nervous. We play like we have these last – if it's a game, even if it's a game like last year and Brock plays like he did last year, but he just doesn't make the mistakes, I think eventually we'll win the game because our defense is better than their offense, and I think their defense versus our offense is a wash. So the longer it's
if we can have the same type of game like we had against the Steelers to where, okay, Micah Parsons gets his sacks.
Yeah.
The rest of it is, as long as we're not letting him get too out of control, the rest of the defense we should be able to handle. That's
what I'm saying. If we can protect, I think we can expose some things. And eventually, if it's a shootout, I don't think the Cry Girls can outlast us.
No, they don't.
Their only prayer is to keep it a close game and hope that Parsons gets a strip sack fumble, with a minute 40 left in the game, and the Cry Girls, go up by 7. Kind of situation. It's like, all right, we just simply don't have the time to come back. You feel me?
Yeah.
Or we're up by 6, and it's a PI call or just some fluke shit that, hey, in a blowout game doesn't matter, but when you're in a tight game,
it matters.
But if you're in a tight game, that turning point of this Cardinal game, the Huff 2-point stop, that might be the difference between winning and losing last week.
True.
That type of play. And say what you want. I personally did not see the scuffle between Connor and Huff. I had already left the stadium, but I heard them talking about it, and then I heard the ref, over the on the mic telling players back to your sideline and all that. I didn't see the scuffle until obviously I've seen it now. But
I really want to know what the hell that was all about.
I heard Huff was putting his forearm into players' throats, and that he was doing something.
But he did he did talk a little shit when he tackled Connor like that one time, but that was really about it. There wasn't much, at least that I see. Like I said, I haven't gone through the entire game film yet, but even then, it's funny. Was it someone put it up there like the big thing on James Conner's Twitter handle is like love God and all this kind of stuff. He's out there trying to throw punches at somebody.
The Cardinals were throwing at Ambry Thomas, which I didn't know. I was already like, it's halftime basically. What happened to Diamador?
I have no clue. I have no idea what was going on with him.
Yeah, you know what? That had a very feeling of like we played our hearts out. We battled all game, and we didn't lose this game because of the offense, even though they only put up 17 points. It just definitely felt like.
All I know is that the next game is about to be hot.
Ooh.
That game, you can already tell that next game.
Down to go to Arizona? No, I'm
right?
kidding.
I am.
Road trip.
like I said, can you already not feel that game all of a
Oh
sudden?
yeah,
Like
that game's gonna have fireworks.
that's one of those games where record
Lloyd almost getting ejected.
doesn't matter. The game that we could be 12-0 or whatever the hell we are. They could be 1 and whatever they are when we get there. When these two teams fight the next time, oh man, it's going to be lit. It is definitely going to be one hell of a game.
Yeah, Miss Veronica, it's definitely gonna be lit. Could you? Is it just me?
Hello, what's up, brother?
Okay, Jason.
What's up, my Uso?
Good to see you. Good to see you, Big Oos. So is it me? Okay, is it? I'll ask it this way: is the division good? The Cardinals are that pesky team that's going to be a tough out that you could see could definitely pull some shit late in the season to upset a couple teams. And the Yankees are good, the Chicago are good, or is this something that's like, sustain this over 17 weeks?
Yes and yes. Right now, I wouldn't have thought that the Rams would have looked this good. I would have not thought that the Seahawks looked this good. I'm not gonna lie, the Seahawks winning last night with pretty much an entire offensive line not there. They pretty much were down. I think they started the game with one starter, and then to dominate that game like that's pretty damn impressive. I don't give as much as I hate them, it's pretty damn impressive, especially with that defense. And they had what's his name came back for 6 plays before he went out again. Jamal.
That game was a lot different when Tony Pollard was in the game.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Definitely, he's a better back than a lot of people want. There's a reason why they let Ezekiel Elliott go. And they really, as far as their running game
Ezekiel Elliott last play was being destroyed by Dre Greenlaw. That's how Ezekiel Elliott's.
I'm not even going to put that one on Zeke, honestly.
No, it's not.
That play design was so stupid. I'm like,
he was set to fail.
Yeah, there was no. Even if it was a lineman, I'm like, what are you doing? It just that whole play design in itself was just stupid. But I mean,
I guess maybe
Tony Pollard made Zeke irrelevant.
Expendable, yeah. You know what? How do I want to say this? One of the reasons I think that I just wasn't necessarily. I wasn't necessarily. Well, yeah, that's them clearly not trying to give the Niners bulletin board material. That's them trying to tread lightly before they unleash the big stick. I mean, and what are they going to say to us? I mean, essentially, we kicked their ass in Dallas in 2021.
Yeah.
And then last year, is ultimately what I think is going to happen this year is what happened last year. Is that we're going to, except it's not going to be Elijah, or it's just going to be CMC. We're just going to run the ball, and we're just going to take over they're just not going to get the ball enough.
Yeah, it's a we're going to wear you down kind of a team. Yeah. I mean, we've been that way for a while, but it's almost to another degree now.
What you figure between 21 and 28 points, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you're only going to get 6 drives. Can you score 4 touchdowns and 6 drives against this defense, Jason? I don't think so.
I wouldn't put money on it, or I put money again that you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah,
but I mean that's probably what you're going to need. Like I said, you're going to need between.
Because how many possessions are they going to get if we're turning first downs and obviously going 3 and out? They're going to get plenty.
Yeah,
but if we can sustain drives, or is it better saying, hey, look, the longer we're on the field, the more likely Parsons or whoever is going to make a play. So you try to go quick. And just say, hey, you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to get in the shootout against us with our D.
Yeah.
I'm they do have interested to see how we do it.
Their wide receivers aren't bad. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily trust going with a shootout with them because CD is legit. Brandon Cooks is legit. So, I mean, I would, and what's the other guy's name? Gallup.
But Bosa's going to make his plays. Hargrave's going to make his plays. Do you trust Dak not to make picks?
Yeah. But I'm saying, as far as specialties, yeah.
But okay, if we get in the shootout, yeah, Dak might throw 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, but he's gonna throw 2 picks.
Yeah.
And that's how we're gonna win the game. It's like, cool, you threw 3 touchdowns, but the 2 picks are what cost you the game. Yeah, I mean, and that's how I feel too. You want to shorten the ball game and just say, hey, you're gonna have to be on point.
Not make any mistakes on
any
offense.
mistakes, because you're just going to be limited in the drives that you're going to have. And I don't think that Dak's capable of having that type of ball game.
Yeah.
More than I trust Brock to have that ball game more than I do Dak Prescott.
I can't argue that.
So, I mean, awesome. I said I wanted to see a championship performance. I think I saw a championship performance. I think I saw a different Niner team when, like I said, they went up 12, and then it was like, oh, yeah, wait, CMC's just a fucking, like, I literally remember messaging you after that touchdown, Jason, and literally just messaging you, MVP,
yeah,
MVP, MVP. Like, look, is he going to win it? No.
It's going to go to a quarterback somewhere.
It's going to go to a quarterback.
Why not Brock?
But is he – why not Brock? Please. I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't.
Can we start that right now? If CMC is going to be the best offensive player in the league, but they never win the MVP, can we start that slogan? Why not Brock?
Why not Brock, baby?
Yeah.
Because honestly, if CMC's MVP level player all year and Brock is capable, for a season, an MVP quarterback, I don't want to live through the type of season that we don't win the Super Bowl and that happens. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live through the season where we have a running back that's an MVP candidate and a quarterback that's an MVP and we don't win the Super Bowl. Like, yeah, I'm good.
That's going to add to my alcoholism.
Yeah, legitly, bro. The fuck? So please, Brock be MVP, baby. But no, is CMC the best offensive player in the league? I think so.
Right now, yeah. I don't think it's even up for debate right now. I mean, I can't even think of anybody else I would even put even in the same league as him right now. I mean, he's just at this level. Is it sustainable for all 17 games? We'll see. But I think to start the season right now, he's far and above everybody else playing right now at the level he is.
Let's see. I think we're a very good team, and I don't think Dallas is going to be able to handle it. I think ultimately what we're going to go away from this game is saying, without Micah Parsons just having a MVP or D-play type of game, 5 sacks and 2 strip fumbles and, all that type of craziness. Without that type of game, I think you're going to just see what essentially I think Brian's trying to say. You ain't got the D to handle Debo, Brandon Ayuk, CMC. Hopefully Elijah's back. Hopefully Juwan's back. I think that's what that might be. Which I'm not necessarily mad at Kyle if he says, yeah, we could beat the Cardinals without Juwan Jennings. Yeah, we can.
Yeah. We should be able to, not a problem.
That ultimately was my message of the pregame. Look, if we're without Juwan Jennings, and even if we're out without Elijah, that should not be zero excuse not to beat the Cardinals, even without Juwan Jennings and Elijah Mitchell. Oh, yeah. CMC's new nickname, Catch Me Cardinals.
Catch Me Cardinals.
All right, Jason, anything else?
No. It's going to be a nice, fun for week. I've got quite a few Cowboy fans, so, I mean, there's been a lot of shit talk to me. So I always love this week. Other than the Seahawk week where, obviously living up here, it's a little bit more fun just because it's personal. I like to say, the Cowboys have a nationwide fan base. Can't deny that. They're good. So I got a ton of friends. Shit's fun to talk shit unless, and I'm hoping that after everybody leaves my house Sunday night, they go home crying as usual.
Yeah, no, I definitely look, it's yes, sir. Let's be real, Jason. It takes us back to probably your early teen years, my childhood.
Yeah.
Right? That's what Niner football was to us when we were growing up. Niners Cry Girls. That's pretty much the
And-
only thing
and
that really. That's the
I
NFL
wasn't a
season.
teenager,
Nothing in
by
the
the way,
NFL
thank you.
season. Nothing else in the NFL season really mattered. Like how I hear a lot of the 80s in basketball was pretty much like, can we skip to the finals and just have Lakers Celtics? You know, it was
Lakers,
like, can we
Bulls.
skip to the NFC Championship game and just have Niners Cry Girls? Like, classic Riley, of course. Yes, legendary show. So 6 Friday, Jason.
Friday, 6 p.m. Bring your drinks.
I'm gonna try to do something a little different.
Yeah, I think
am
we're
I
going to
not?
go a little bit lighter this weekend.
Yeah,
Lay
I'm
off
not
on the
gonna.
extra alcohol.
I'm not going to. I don't know if I'll be able to get your Christmas gift, bro. Amazon said they don't know when it's gonna be able to be available, but I got something else in mind. But yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
so I think I'm going to
Brian,
go like a maybe like a, what do you call it? A White Claw or a beer. I can't be doing this alcohol every. It's been a little rough.
I think
Saturday, I wake up, I'm like, ow.
I think I'm gonna I'm probably just gonna go with like a dirty Buck Rogers or something.
Yeah.
Just throw some vodka into something or something, or maybe like a.
Yeah, it's because I still got a ton of vodka.
You know what? I'll do a
I'll
Hennessy
save it.
sour. I'll do a Hennessy sour. That's what I'm gonna do.
Like I said, I'll get some sort of like a seltzer type thing this week. I'm gonna get the little white girl in me going. Get the
There
White
you
Claw
go. There you
going.
go. All right, bro. We'll see you Friday.
Indeed. Deuces. Bang bang.
All right, everybody. Thanks, Jason, for coming in. Thank everybody for tuning in. Before we get up out of here, we of course got to. Oh, also, obviously, CMC Kittlecorn MVP. Wait, hold on. Hey, Jason, real quick. Defensive MVP.
You're lucky I didn't start stripping or anything yet.
Yeah, I know, right? Defensive MVP.
Hargreaves.
Ditto.
It's hard to argue
All right.
when you already have as many sacks for a defensive lineman as the entire D line did last year. All of it. It's hard to argue that.
Anyway,
I gotta get me a video of him doing me doing the little kick down thing.
Yeah, right.
I should get a video of me doing that without breaking an ankle.
My legs don't go up that high anymore.
Right.
And then offensive CMC.
Yeah, I mean you can maybe argue Purdy just because, but
I'll say Purdy.
Be,
you could say CMC. Whatever.
I mean, it's got to be CMC, but if you just want to spread the love, okay, Purdy. I mean, that's the way it looks.
I mean, set a Niner completion percentage record.
Yeah, just
like in a day, the 2 records were passed by some Niner goats. You know, a Jerry Rice record was passed. We gotta, of course, give props to CMC like that. But yeah, I feel that Brock deserves to beat my favorite Niner quarterback of all time. You know, the Golden 8. Only one Niner player ever wore number 8 in Niner history. So, I mean, not even Joe could say that.
Yeah.
Or Jerry. All right, bro. See you next week.
For the second time.
Friday.
Deuces.
All right, y'all. Make sure to use our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code NinerFaithfulRadio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Catch Jason and I on NFR Weekly News Wrap Friday evening at 6 p.m. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter, Niner Faithful R. Catch me doing pregame, Jason doing halftime, and Jamie doing post games. And of course, your code, as soon as I put it in, it will be active for 20% off of for the season for the Faithful by the Faithful Season 2 apparel. It's going to be Beat the Cry Girls. I shall see y'all Friday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
See ya.